Good morning all, and a beautiful day here in Baltimore. Thanks to everyone for joining us at the groundbreaking of 500 Park Avenue. First, let me share a bit of history and context for this square city block that we now refer to as the Mount Vernon Center, bounded by Park, Franklin, Center, and Howard. Ultimately, it may comprise a total of 4 buildings. This vibrant neighborhood encompasses culture, music, arts, literature, as well as theater, education, and religion. These wonderful historic buildings surround a beautiful park in the middle. With the transformation of the Hochschild Cone Warehouse into 520 Park Avenue, we extended Mount Vernon across Park Avenue. The subsequent addition of the Mount Vernon Marketplace and Ceremony Coffee, our hosts here today, gave people a destination to eat, drink, and enjoy each other's company. While the concept might appear new, the community marketplace is a fairly old aspect of urban living. With this new project, we continue to build on our success and offer potential residents the opportunity to live next door in what will be a really cool and affordably priced apartments. As of, by the way, we're fully occupied at 520 Park Avenue. We anticipate initial move-ins to begin this time next year. Recently, a contractor observed that real estate development is a team sport. I could not agree more. From an internal perspective, our team is led by development partner Dominic Wicker. This is our 3rd major project together, and it's been a real pleasure to work with him. The vision for this building comes from the agile mind of architect Charles Alexander. I think that design matters and that these residents offer a better mousetrap in their layout. Execution of this vision is in the capable hands of Kinsley Construction, who also renovated 520 Park Avenue. There are a multitude of other professional firms and people, particularly Barry Greenberg, that I would also like to thank. To my partners, including the Weinberg Foundation, my mother Connie, Doug Raymer, Mark Wyman, and Lisa and Mickey Abrams, thank you for your support. This loan, an important part of most any real estate transaction, has been provided by M&T Bank, Tom Kigler, and George Oliver are the loan officers. We have participated in a number of successful transactions together, and I look forward to more of the same. M&T, even beyond banking, is a significant contributor to making Baltimore a vibrant city. Now I would also like to thank our external team, our mayor, our city council, downtown partnership, and the Baltimore Development Corp. You will hear shortly from the mayor, Kirby and Bill, but this is my chance to say thank you. Urban multifamily real estate development is not easy, in case anyone was wondering. Government can be of assistance as well as a hindrance. Our mayor recognized Baltimore needed to have more people living in the city to realize its potential. In order to accomplish that, we needed to encourage residential development of a scale to make it possible. This is why the mayor introduced, supported, and ultimately enacted the 15-year market rate high performance tax credit. Over its life, at each of the projects, the city tax bills will be millions of dollars lower than they might have been without it. But most importantly, the renovation and building of these buildings will result in millions of dollars for the city. These efforts and tax credits are what made these projects possible. Thank you. As I have been known to do, I remind Kirby that these redevelopments also result in excess revenues to the downtown partnership. He and his team have been responsive with additional support to this neighborhood and new capital projects to improve the buildings in this area. Bill Cole will talk about the initiatives of Baltimore Development Corp to improve the predominantly city-owned block just to the south of us. It is nice to see the west side begin to realize its potential. Cities are important to our nation. They are not easy to manage and have many challenges. To this group, all of whom have come together, not only to build a building, but to significantly stabilize and enhance this Mount Vernon neighborhood in our city of Baltimore, thank you. I also want to let you know, Dominic told me, please come to our block party on July 23rd. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
All right, what are we looking at now? The new project?
View of the building
Wonderful.
and a view of the pool from which unit in this building?
I like the long distance view of the pool. I'm not ready for pool season. I'll take a picture of it, yeah. All right, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here with all of you. Mark, thank you so much for the kind introduction. Today is a day of celebration. We are growing our city and building our neighborhoods and improving the life for our residents. I am so happy to join you today to celebrate the groundbreaking of 500 Park Avenue. And I appreciate everything that you do, Mark, and your family does, and all of your partners do, to advocate for the interests of downtown and Baltimore at large. So thank you very much. This is a great day, and I hope you feel it. I want to thank all of the partners who are here in government. I see Delegate Antonio Hayes is here. Councilman Eric Costello is here as well. Thank you for your support of this project and the many others in this community. I want to thank Bill Cole here from the BDC and Kirby Fowler from Downtown Partnership, and I want to thank members of my direct team, Deputy Mayor Colin Tarbert and Assistant Deputy Mayor Leon Pinkett, for all of their hard work in revitalizing this community. I want to congratulate the Time Group on this tremendous achievement that we are here to celebrate today, as well as the progress they've made in making today happen. 500 Park is the second phase of their mixed use, and I'm not going to repeat all the stuff that Mark said because you were very eloquent in your explanation of the tax credits. I'm just going to say this briefly about the tax credit and why I'm so proud of it. When I became mayor, and it's interesting how short people's memories are, but when I became mayor, there was this notion that there was downtown, it was Harbor Point or Harbor East against the center of downtown. And there was a fight that I think some people are still waging in their heads about whether or not we had to choose. You know, it was sort of, they wanted me to say that one community was better than the other, and I couldn't look for tax credits to support down the Harbor East area, because if I did that, I would be turning my back on the Central Business District and the Central Baltimore neighborhoods, and I'm not an either-or person. I think that that's a deficit mentality. I'm an and person. I think we can all rise together, and that's why I challenge my team, as well as Baltimore Development and Downtown Partnership in particular. I want to thank Kirby for really for your leadership in this effort. We said we know that we have an issue with vacancy in the Central Business District. We know that that this community has been languishing, but it didn't have to be that way. And we were determined to look for ways, creative ways, innovative ways, and powerful tools to transform these communities. And that's how the 15-year high-performance market rate rental housing tax credit came about. As soon as I signed it, we saw cranes going up. Now the Baltimore, the Downtown Partnership area is the fastest growing neighborhood in the city. And you know, it's funny when you have success, people don't want to give you credit for. They act like it was inevitable, but it certainly was not. This was the impact and the effect and the result of very hard work, bold thinking, and a determination that we could be better and we could be better together. So I want to thank everyone that worked hard to make that happen, because I think our entire city has been better because of that decision, and we continue to see progress in this community. So this project has already, beyond the residents, the residential units, you see residential units, I see piggyback taxes, so thank you very much for that. But beyond that, the project has generated 29 full-time jobs, not including construction workers who will be hired to complete the project. And since it's located within an enterprise zone, commercial businesses that operate here are eligible for employment tax credits. So it's a win-win all the way around. So I want to thank the Baltimore Development Corporation for providing valuable business and technical assistance to the developers. I am very proud of the work of BDC, and again, I want to congratulate Mark Caplan and Time Group for all of their hard work. And can I bring up Bill Cole? Is that a may I? So I'm very pleased, to have this project to celebrate and so many others. because of the hard work of the Baltimore Development Corporation and the leadership of its leader, former councilman and current president, right? He used to have, it's like 2 titles, right? President and CEO. Yeah, okay. I knew it was something else. Bill Cole, and I want to thank you publicly for supporting the high performance tax credit and for working to make sure it was successful in Baltimore. Bill Cole.
Got it. Madam Mayor, thank you very much. It is indeed a privilege and honor to be here today. It is always particularly thrilled to be introduced by the mayor. I usually have, roles are usually reversed there. But it is exciting to stand here, and Mark will appreciate this. Kirby and I were talking about it before we started. The building behind us or in front of us as we're speaking was a real concern when Aegon announced that it was consolidating operations and moving downtown. The immediate calls that we received, what's going to happen to this building, the old Hochul Cone warehouse, and who would ever go in there? And you know, we were hearing from people all over the city because this building in this key intersection on the west side of downtown, where west side of downtown meets Mount Vernon, is so critically important. And we needed somebody who was willing to be a pioneer, who was willing to put a lot of vision, ample risk, and a development team together to make it work. Mark and Dominic fit that bill perfectly. So on this building, we say congratulations. And while we're here to celebrate the next phase of a remarkable redevelopment of the 500 block of Park Avenue, it is important to note the number of cranes up throughout the city. The mayor made mention of the high performance tax credit. She mentioned Colin Tarbert. Deputy Mayor Tarbert is here. Colin and Kirby and many others sat in a room trying to figure out how to fix this problem, and Colin deserves a ton of credit for making certain that this is a reality. On the BDC side, we've had a dedicated effort on the west side of downtown for a long time. Brian Green and the West Side Coordinator is here. Brian, give a wave. And Dan Taylor, who is our Assistant Managing Director for Neighborhood Development, was our central team leader when all these projects took off. Dan, quick wave. Because of the high performance tax credit and other efforts from the Rawlings-Blake administration, new residential projects, new retail and new businesses in downtown west side, in our main streets, and in other commercial corridors are a clear indication that Baltimore is well on its way to realizing its full potential. Mixed-use developments such as 500 Park Avenue have a positive economic impact, not just because it retains and attracts residents to Baltimore, but also because it provides opportunities for existing businesses to expand or for new businesses to start right here in Baltimore City. It is particularly gratifying to stand here at Ceremony Coffee, which expanded to Baltimore, to see the actual results of one of our facade improvement grant programs, or to walk through the Mount Vernon Marketplace next door to meet with the businesses that benefited from BDC's loan programs. As it is our mission to help businesses of all sizes and stimulate the type of economic activity which retains and creates jobs, we will assist in any way we can, whether it be through loans, technical assistance, or helping to identify potential tax incentives, such as the ones the Enterprise Zone provides. BDC and the city are committed to the revitalization of all of our neighborhoods, and our staff are committed to facilitating and stimulating other catalytic projects throughout the city, and we look forward to assisting with other redevelopment efforts. Mark, where'd you go? Congratulations on another big day. We appreciate and applaud your commitment to the city and look forward to helping you see this project through to successful completion while simultaneously helping you find your next great opportunity. Thank you and congratulations. Now I believe I get to introduce the president of the Downtown Partnership of Baltimore, Kirby Fowler.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill Cole. I'm going to do something that is uncharacteristic for me. I'm going to start off negative. Howard Street, for many years, has been the weakest part of downtown, and for so many years is the #1 complaint we receive about the appearance and feel of downtown. 15 years ago, thankfully, things started to turn around. Center Point, we had the Atrium, and also Camden Courts, they came online, but then the recession came and it all came to a screeching halt. And we were really confused and concerned about what would happen next. But thankfully, even during the recession, we started to see activity. First of all, our Mayor Stephanie Rawlings-Blake, recognized the need to create the Bromo Tower Arts District, and we sit within that right now. And that's just not a name. Artists are moving in next door in these buildings, and they're creating galleries and living spaces. But thankfully, due to that, it launched a new initiative for this downtown area. And of course, we've talked quite a bit about the tax breaks, but they are seriously important to what we're seeing here. And then a few years ago, we were actually at the Downtown Partnership worried whether or not some of these city-owned buildings would be converted and disposed of. And then Bill Cole came along, and with the mayor's support and Bill Cole's leadership, we started to see movement here for the first time in those 15 years. And now we see not just support for great projects like 520 Park and 500 Park, but also we see artist groups getting ownership of city-owned buildings. We're hearing bakeries moving from Brooklyn down here on Howard Street. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing a rebirth of Howard Street thanks to projects like this. And again, I can't thank enough the mayor and Bill Cole and Colin Tarbert and so many others for making this happen. And Brian Green and Dan, thank you so much. But this can't happen without private developers and private money. Thank you, Mark Caplan and Dominic Wicker and Connie Caplan. I believe the Weinberg Foundation has also been a partner on this as well. First of all, when this project came online, 520 Park Avenue, first of all, they probably all thought you were crazy. And now people are saying it was easy to do. And I know that's not the case. But if I recall correctly, you leased up a year ahead of time, a year ahead of schedule. 60% of the residents moving in here came from out of state. And I forgot how many rode bikes and didn't have cars. Very high percentage. And also 80 different employers were represented in this building. So it's not just Hopkins or University of Maryland, Baltimore. It is so many of the employers are represented with residents in this building. So you're seeing this resurgence in downtown. You're seeing us be the fastest growing neighborhood in the city. And that's just not a rate of increase. There's 5,000 residents in this little core area. 5,000. And it's hard to convince a city that's used to row home living that this skyscraper and apartment living is a real thing. But it is. You can feel it. It's making a difference every single day. So to finish up, I want to thank our Downtown Partnership team, Mike Evans, our VP Communications, who helped set this event up and has been a big supporter by drinking all the time at Mount Vernon Marketplace. I do watch what you do, Mike. And also Dave Barbora, our Vice President of Economic Development, who's continuing to help with improvements in the immediate area. And Mark, I do want to thank you for your support. Yes, there's piggyback taxes, but also there's additional financial support to Downtown Partnership. And because of that, we're able to do things like improve the facade of the Mayfair, which is a gorgeous building that the city's preserving. We're able to provide cleaning and safety services around here and also help with economic development and marketing. So we appreciate that contribution as well. So to conclude, just want to recall a developer was in my office. He's new to downtown. Was in my office a few weeks ago, and he said, "You're lucky that all these residents are moving into downtown." And yes, luck has something to do with it, but what really matters is hard work and vision. And Mark and Dominic, that's what your team brings. So thank you very much for this wonderful project.